Hi, I'm Wayde Kirvida from CustomFIRE, and behind me today is a new pumper tanker we just completed for the Jamestown Rural Fire Department in North Dakota. This truck is built on a Freightliner M2 tandem axle chassis. It features our full response crew cab with seating for 4. It's also equipped with a 2,380 gallon water tank with 30 gallons of foam. Inside the full response crew cab is housed a Waterous CSU 1500 GPM fire pump. This truck measures 10 foot 10 inches tall and 35 feet 4 inches long. As you'll see, this truck is extremely well equipped. The fire department put a lot of homework into laying out this truck. They actually started by contacting one of our customers in southwestern Wisconsin at the Hollandale Fire Department before they ever contacted CustomFIRE. They checked us out online, they reached out to our customers, and they vetted us as a manufacturer to work with. Now this truck is equipped with roll-up doors, as you can see, and as we open up the compartments you'll see all the thought that was put into the ultimate design of this truck. It's also equipped with some things that you might have already noticed, such as a vertical telescoping LED light tower. We usually wire these so that they will come out with the parking brake, but in this case they wanted them powered with the doors so that they're not an obstruction in the fire station with the doors closed and the parking brake set. This truck is ready for delivery this weekend, which is why you'll see the wheel chocks and some of the appliances in the compartments. We don't leave them attached for the long drive to the customer. But you'll see here that we have a lot of adjustable shelving and some high side pull-out trays. We put tall sides on these trays on the front and back and inner wall so that equipment, if it shifts, it doesn't like fall off and get caught as it's pulled out of the compartment. The truck does have tire chains. We have air bottle storage in the wheel wells, and then you can see where the light tower is wired into that compartment over the front wheels. You'll also notice that that door post is a bit wider than the others, and that's because the light tower is actually offset and runs down through the side of the body, outboard of the frame rails. We do that so that we can get the largest stowed height, therefore offering the tallest telescoping light tower possible in the overall height footprint. You'll see that as we design this truck, there's some unique packaging associated with it, and that was basically to achieve the fairly compact dimensions, both in height and length. As I said, this truck is less than 35.5 feet long, which if you compare that to like a single axle 4-door commercial chassis top mount or something, it's going to be right in there and possibly shorter. It's also not much longer than like a top mount custom chassis pumper. The back of this truck features a unique layout, and that's really in the name of packaging and utilization of space. I mentioned the hose bed up above with the tank extending up alongside of it. We also have telescoping lights on the outboard corners. We have our drop-down folding ladder on the driver's side of the body. But in the center portion of the body, we also have a lot going on with a rear suction, a 2.5-inch tank fill, and a large diameter discharge. Opening each of these doors reveals a little bonus cubby storage behind the tank, perfect for a hydrant bag or something, just using that void area behind the tank. Here we have slide-in suction hose storage with a pre-attached strainer, a couple pike poles, and an attic ladder. And then down below is where we place the hydraulic generator. The opposite side of this truck is very much like the driver's side in that it features 4 roll-up doors on the compartments. Some differences you'll see right out of the gate are the ladder rack nestled in the center part of the rear wheel well. And then also in this rear wheel well, it's about 4 inches higher than the other side, and that's because we have more storage in this wheel well. We have 3 air bottles here, 3 air bottles in the forward portion, and then a split compartment between the tandems for a couple air packs. With the compartment doors open, you can see that we have adjustable shelving in the upper portions and roll-out trays in the lower sections of the full height compartments. Now the ladder rack itself has a painted box for their lettering, and then behind the box is a compartment which carries suction hose, and then obviously above that are the ground ladders. And as with the other side of the truck, we have this side of our speed lays. Eight-foot long poly trays. And down below we have our cord reel with a female receptacle on this end. And then again the crew cab, which accommodates 4 people in this configuration. Okay. All right, we're inside the full response crew cab with the inside top mount pump controls. And as you may have seen on previous videos, this is our 2/3, 1/3 version. We offer a 1/3, a 2/3, and a full width pump panel. The 1/3 is a narrow center panel with electric controls for the valves, so we can do 2 cabinets or 2 seats or a seat in a cabinet or whatever. This is probably our most popular configuration, where we have 1 seat or a cabinet in this location, and then the 2/3 width still allows us to use manual controls for most of the valves, certainly for the discharges. But the intakes, frankly, are usually electric or air operated anyway. In this case, we have rocker switches, our pressure governor, our foam control, the compound gauges, the tank level gauges, and the generator console on the top row of the control panel. And then we have our discharge gauges below those. And then these are the traditional twist to lock, push-pull valve controls. And then on the lower section, primarily large diameter discharges and intake controls. And on this truck, we have a 5-inch rear discharge. We also have a TFT remote telescoping deluge monitor at the front of the body, immediately behind the crew cab. That has a control console on the pump panel. And then finally, for the intake portion of the fire pump, we have electric controls for the side rear intakes, and we have dedicated primer controls, so we can pre-prime each of the 3 large diameter intakes individually, because we also have a Trident air primer. So that's the air primer. Once you prime the pump, you flip it into auto mode, and it will engage as needed to smooth the transition in water supplies. And then finally, we have our heat and air conditioning knobs for the interior of the crew cab. Up above the controls, we have a monitor receiving feed from 4 separate cameras. We have the officer side, the driver's side, we have the rear, of course, but we also have the top, because on this truck we do have that telescoping monitor. So if I go to the top view, you can see that the monitor is rising up out of the body. So from inside the cab, even though the monitor is about a foot above us, we can still see what it's doing. All right, well, that thing's doing its thing. You can get back to the 4 views. Expand the rear for the folding tank. Expand the driver's side. Expand the officer side. Okay, so while the duck gun is putting itself to bed, I'll show you. You can tap to the left, tap to the right, tap to the rear, and do the hokey pokey. All of us at CustomFIRE appreciate the time you take to watch these videos and learn more about our products. Please remember to like, subscribe, and share these videos. And if you have the time, please leave comments below, because we learn from these to improve what we do. Thanks for watching. NFPA, baby. Traffic. All right. Let's see here. Power up. Oops, on. And if I know how to operate it, I drop that back part out. I don't even know what the hell it's about. Let me look. The attention to, below that we installed the